Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest NRL contract saga has finally come to an end as David Fifita announces he will join the Gold Coast Titans and depart the Brisbane Broncos for a whopping $3.5 million for 3 years. Now, before I give you guys my full insight, I need you guys to make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss anything. But let's get straight into my thoughts of David Fifita joining the Gold Coast Titans. So, reports confirmed on Saturday afternoon by Mal Meninga that David Fifita had joined the Gold Coast Titans on $3.5 million for 3 years. Obviously, the media doesn't know everything, and therefore we don't know everything. So, of course, there's going to be a lot more than just the money side of things and maybe, some dodgy stuff, but we won't get into that. That is just how contracts are done. But David Fifita has joined the Gold Coast Titans. He will leave the Brisbane Broncos at the end of this season. I saw this coming. A lot of people saw this coming just due to the state of the Brisbane Broncos and the Gold Coast Titans. They're not much different just in this point in time. So it makes sense for Fifita to chase the big dollar. So first of all, congratulations to David Fifita. He is now one of the highest paid NRL players. I'm sure he believes he has made the right decision for himself. And at the end of the day, we, the fans, don't do anything. And congratulations to David Fifita. I'm sure it would have killed him to leave the Broncos. However, due to the state of the Broncos and the Titans right now, and the money that was offered, it is no surprise that he has joined the Gold Coast Titans. I'm sure it would have been different if the Broncos were travelling better, but unfortunately there was just no room for the Broncos to manoeuvre to get him to stay when he can only travel, it's only an hour down the highway, and for like double what he was going to get on the Broncos, it makes sense that he would leave. So congratulations to David Fifita. Now, moving on to the Gold Coast Titans. Now, alright, first of all, would I be paying $1.2 million or whatever it is a year for David Fifita? The answer is simply no. That is not a knock on David Fifita as a player. That is just, you got to put that into perspective. We all know the highest paid NRL player is Daly Cherry Evans on $1.3 million a year. And if you look at his credentials, he's the current top halfback in the NRL. He's the Australian halfback. He's the Queensland captain, premiership winner, Clive Churchill winner, Dally M medalist. He's done it all. Now, David Fifita, I don't know exactly how much he is on a year, but let's say he's on around 1.2. That makes him higher paid than James Tedesco, Cameron Smith, Nathan Cleary. Now, those three I've just mentioned have all played State of Origin and have all played many, many NRL seasons. Now, no disrespect, but David Fifita has only played 37 NRL games and he has not played any representative football. Now, I know the game has changed and you kind of have to buy guys now on potential. And we've seen that work and we've seen that backfire. But David Fifita is not worth the amount of money he is on. That being said, for the Gold Coast Titans, do I believe the deal the Titans made was bad for the Gold Coast Titans? No, I do not. I am perfectly fine. If you're a Titans fan, be very happy that you have made this deal. The Gold Coast Titans are clearly in a rebuilding stage. They have a lot of young players and they are desperately trying to sign. The problem is, being the Gold Coast Titans, they have to pay serious overs to lure anyone from a quality team to come to the Gold Coast because of their history, their current state. Now, what this David Fifita deal does is it tells people, look, we just got one of the youngest rising stars in the NRL and probably already one of the best back rowers. So that is going to lure a lot of people to come and want to play for the Brisbane Broncos. That is why they have made this deal, because as much and how good David Fifita is, they needed someone who could lure other players. And David Fifita is the man that can do that. He's very young and has the potential to be one of the best back rowers the game has ever seen. So it makes perfect sense that they go out and make this deal to bring David Fifita and lure other players to the Gold Coast. Now, is it a huge gamble to give this much money to a guy who has only played 39 games and 20 years of old, never played representative football? Of course it is. However, the Gold Coast need a big play in terms of their business management. So this deal makes perfect sense for me for the Titans. Now, unfortunately, there is also a loser to this, and that is the Brisbane Broncos. Unfortunately, the Broncos did not have the room in their salary cap to keep David Fifita. Now, the Broncos did not stuff this one up. Obviously, if you don't have the room in your cap, you can't do anything. And to be fair, we got to keep in remembering that David Fifita is a back rower. He's not a fullback, he's not a halfback, he's not a middle forward, and he's not a dummy half. Now, before you say anything, Titans fans, don't play him at lock. Do not play David Fifita at lock. His best ability is breaking tackles and breaking the game open. We've seen that at the Broncos. If you stick him in the middle, he can't do that. Taumalolo can do that, but he's a freak. David Fifita's best position is on the second row. However, of course, I'm not Tynes, I'm not Holbrook. If he's got a plan for him, of course, do that. Don't listen to me. I'm sure he's listening. All the NRL coaches listen to me. Can't blame him. So at the end of the day, there are three parties involved. David Fifita, congratulations, you secured the bag. He's still young. After this contract, he can go out, he can ring chase, or who knows, maybe the Titans will be contending. Anyway, what it does, he can secure the bag now, get his money, get his fortunes, and congratulations. Broncos, you did handle this one well. Unfortunately, the salary cap's a tricky thing to handle. And look, if you can't afford him, you can't afford him. And the Gold Coast Titans, as much as people want to say you overpaid for David Fifita, and let's be honest, you kind of did, doesn't matter, you had to do this, and in the future we'll be saying brilliant move, or we'll be saying it was not a very smart decision. Anyway guys, there are my thoughts on David Fifita signing to the Gold Coast. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you know when I upload next, and I'll see you guys next time.